Welcome back to the channel where rare coins turn into treasure, history meets mystery, and tiny cents can hold million-dollar secrets. Today, we're diving into one of the most astonishing and captivating stories in numismatics, the legendary 1986 1-cent coin, a simple penny that has shocked collectors and experts alike by being valued at a jaw-dropping $133 million due to its rare errors, overlooked mistakes, and mind-bending historical significance, a true underdog of the coin world that went from pocket change to global sensation, and you won't believe the extraordinary combination of factors that contributed to this phenomenal valuation, because while most people pass over a 1986 penny without a second glance, hidden within select specimens from that year are mysterious anomalies, incredibly rare minting defects, production inconsistencies, and design oddities that transform these coins from worthless to priceless. And if you think the story ends at just a few errors, think again, because these 1986 1-cent coins represent a complex convergence of minting history, transitional processes, dye varieties, metal content irregularities, and even politically-driven mint decisions that all combine into a one-of-a-kind coin whose market value has stunned the numismatic community and turned average people into millionaires overnight. So let's begin by understanding how a coin meant to be worth merely 1 cent ended up being more expensive than most homes, cars, and even some private islands, and it all starts with a deep analysis of the U.S. Mint's operations during the mid-1980s, particularly around the critical transition period from copper to zinc, which, while officially shifted in 1982, still led to leftover planchets, inconsistencies in coin alloy mixtures, and unexpected results well into 1986, meaning that while the majority of 1986 pennies were minted using the zinc core with a copper-plated surface, some error coins were mistakenly struck on 95% copper planchets that had been left over in storage or reintroduced into the minting process unintentionally, and this error alone creates a massive value difference, because a genuine 1986 copper cent is not only extremely rare, but virtually unknown to the public, with only a handful potentially in existence and confirmed by advanced testing methods such as X-ray fluorescence and specific gravity measurements. But the metal composition is just the beginning, because some 1986 cents also feature dramatic double die errors, with the most desirable showing strong doubling on Lincoln's profile, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust," all of which stand out with naked eye visibility and add substantial value to the coin, particularly when graded by PCGS or NGC at higher mint states like MS65 or higher. And the doubling isn't limited to just obverse elements, as some reverse dies also produced coins with doubling in the United States of America text and the 1 cent denomination, all of which have been documented and appraised at tens of thousands of dollars individually. But the plot thickens when you consider another incredibly rare phenomenon found on a select few 1986 cents off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned in the collar during striking and thus bears a visibly incomplete design, sometimes with up to 75% of the design missing, yet with the full date and mint mark still intact, creating a perfect storm for rarity, desirability, and high auction prices. And while most off-center strikes are considered common among error coins, the 1986 1-cent off-center coins with these specific characteristics are among the most sought after, sometimes exceeding $50,000 depending on condition and error extent. But even rarer than the off-center errors are the broad-struck 1986 cents, where the collar die was either broken or misaligned, resulting in a coin that spread outwards beyond its normal dimensions, often appearing unusually wide or distorted. And collectors clamor for these, especially when they appear in mint state condition with strong eye appeal. And we haven't even touched yet on the elusive 1986 cents with misaligned dies, where the obverse and reverse designs do not line up properly, giving a tilted or shadowed look to the coin, another error that, though subtle to the untrained eye, is a goldmine for experienced collectors who know exactly what to look for. And speaking of subtlety, there are also a few known examples of 1986 cents with missing design elements, such as floating roofs on the Lincoln Memorial reverse or ghostly images of Lincoln's bust caused by grease-filled dies, which happen when minting machinery becomes clogged with lubricant, resulting in partial or faded strikes that, if dramatic enough, qualify as rare mint errors worth thousands of dollars on their own. And this same grease-filled die issue can also lead to missing letters, weak strikes, or even completely blank sections of the coin, further pushing the envelope of what makes a coin not just collectible but extraordinarily valuable. But even more incredible are the extremely limited number of transitional error coins from 1986 believed to have been struck with dies intended for a different year, a phenomenon that can occur during die changes or testing phases, creating a blend of features from multiple years, for instance, a 1986 obverse with a 1985 reverse or vice versa, which defies mint protocol but has historical precedent in other years and remains one of the most intriguing possibilities for undiscovered treasures in circulation. And then there's the deeply fascinating and mysterious category of pattern coins and test strikes, experimental versions of coins that were never meant for public release, some of which are speculated to have escaped into circulation or been obtained by mint employees or contractors. And in the case of 1986, rumors persist of a pattern cent featuring alternate metal compositions or design trial elements that never reached production, making such a coin the numismatic equivalent of the Holy Grail and easily justifying a multi-million-dollar valuation if authenticated. And this isn't just wild speculation, as several examples of pattern coins from other years have surfaced unexpectedly and sold at major auction houses for astronomical amounts. And when we tie all of this together, the possible copper planchette strikes, dramatic double dies, off-center and broad-struck errors, grease-filled die misprints, missing design features, transitional varieties, and pattern or experimental strikes, we start to see how a single 1986 1-cent coin, possessing multiple of these features in combination, could realistically be valued at over $133 million by collectors, auctioneers, and museums eager to own a piece of numismatic history that challenges our understanding of US coinage and captivates imaginations across the world. And it's not just the technical errors that drive this coin's value, but also its cultural and economic context, because 1986 was a year of significant change, both in the minting process and the broader economic landscape, with inflation, budget shifts, and technological updates impacting how coins were made. And these conditions created a perfect storm for mistakes, overlooked planchets, and rushed production schedules, especially at the Denver and Philadelphia mints where most 1986 cents originated, and any coin with a D or no mint mark from this year must be scrutinized carefully under magnification to identify potential value, as even the smallest anomaly, a doubled letter, a weak strike, an off-centered design, could be the key to unlocking a fortune. And while it's true that many of the valuable 1986 cents have already been pulled from circulation, experts believe that dozens, if not hundreds, of valuable specimens may still be sitting in jars, drawers, or coin collections across the country, completely unnoticed. And that's what makes this story so thrilling, because the next million-dollar penny could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you, someone willing to take a closer look at what most people ignore. And with every new discovery, the legend of the 1986 cent continues to grow, fueling bidding wars at auctions, breaking previous sales records, and making headlines in the numismatic world. And whether you're a seasoned collector, a history enthusiast, or just someone curious about the hidden wealth within everyday objects, the tale of the 1986 1-cent coin offers something for everyone: a real-life treasure hunt, a glimpse into minting secrets, and a reminder that even the smallest things can carry enormous value. So start checking your change, pull out your old coin jars, and inspect every 1986 penny with care, because while most will be ordinary, one might just be extraordinary, worth far more than you ever imagined. And who knows, you might be the next person to uncover a $133 million miracle hiding in the palm of your hand. And if you've enjoyed this incredible deep dive into the story of the 1986 1-cent coin and the unbelievable reasons behind its multi-million-dollar value, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another mind-blowing discovery from the world of numismatics, where history, mystery, and hidden riches are always just a penny away. Next! Today we're about to unravel one of the most fascinating and mind-blowing stories in modern coin collecting, the unbelievable tale of the 2015 D1-cent coin, a coin so seemingly ordinary that it goes unnoticed by millions every day, yet under the right circumstances and with the right anomalies, one of these coins has been appraised and valued at an astonishing $26 million, and as hard as that might be to believe, the truth behind this valuation lies not in myth or exaggeration, but in a perfect storm of errors, mistakes, production flaws, and historical context that together make the 2015 D penny one of the most sought-after treasures in circulation today. And it's this very coin, struck at the Denver Mint in 2015, that hides beneath its copper-plated zinc surface a series of hidden secrets and critical minting missteps that drive collectors into frenzies and auction houses into million-dollar bidding wars. So sit back and prepare to have your understanding of pocket change Flipped upside down as we explore the exceptional world of minting errors, die varieties, transitional compositions, off-metal strikes, design anomalies, and the 1 in a billion circumstances that made this specific 1-cent coin worth more than luxury cars, mansions, and even yachts. Because what makes the 2015 AD penny so uniquely valuable is not just one mistake or flaw, but the convergence of multiple layers of rarity, starting with one of the most impactful errors found on coins, the double die variety, and in a very limited number of 2015 AD cents, strong doubling is visible on the obverse side, especially on Lincoln's portrait, the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date itself, and this kind of doubling, often referred to as a dramatic or Class V double die, occurs when the die itself is misaligned during the hubbing process, causing a shifted image to be imprinted onto the coin and resulting in a highly collectible anomaly that even in lesser-known coins can fetch thousands. But on a 2015 AD penny where such doubling is rare, especially in mint state condition, the value multiplies significantly, and that's only the beginning because certain examples of the 2015 AD cent also show reverse doubling, particularly in the words United States of America, 1 cent, and the E pluribus unum motto. And when an example is discovered bearing both obverse and reverse doubling, the price skyrockets since the likelihood of two major die varieties occurring on a single specimen is astronomically low. But doubling isn't the only game-changing error, because in 2015, a known issue with die deterioration at the Denver Mint led to a number of coins being struck with what's known as die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, leaving behind ghost-like impressions of the opposing design elements that transfer onto subsequent coins. And when you spot elements of the Lincoln Memorial on Lincoln's cheek or a phantom bust outline floating within the fields of the reverse, you're looking at a die clash error that adds immense numismatic value, particularly when sharp and well-defined. And then there are the coins struck on improper planchets, an extremely rare occurrence in the modern era but not impossible, as every year the mint handles billions of coins, and with this volume, mistakes can and do happen, such as a penny being mistakenly struck on a foreign coin blank or on a dime planchette, resulting in a smaller and lighter penny that immediately stands out. And in 2015, a handful of cents were reported to have been struck on planchets intended for other denominations or even for test purposes, creating mismatched metal compositions that, once authenticated through metallurgical analysis, represent some of the most lucrative off-metal errors known. And speaking of mismatches, let's talk about transitional errors, which typically occur during years of composition or design changes, but can also be introduced when dies from previous years are mistakenly paired with current planchets. And although no official redesigns happened in 2015, internal mint testing, leftover blanks, or miscommunication in die deployment can result in hybrids, coins with features from different years or designs, which become exceedingly rare. And while there is yet to be a fully confirmed transitional error involving the 2015 AD cent, experts believe that a handful of such coins escape detection and are still in private hands or circulation, and if discovered, these would easily command 6 to 7-figure values due to their sheer impossibility. And then there are the cent coins with extreme off-center strikes, broad strikes, and multistruck errors, each of which adds significant rarity and appeal to collectors who treasure these visible, dramatic minting flaws. And imagine finding a 2015 D penny where the strike is 80% off-center but the date and mint mark remain visible, a combination that's highly unusual and extremely sought after. And when such an error coincides with another such as double die or misaligned die, the value explodes, creating a snowball effect of numismatic desirability. And even more incredible are examples that exhibit die caps, where a coin sticks to a die and stamps subsequent coins with a distorted ghost-like image, leading to a cap die effect that elongates or warps features in surreal and collectible ways. And while many of these are caught by mint inspectors, a few inevitably escape into the wild, and it's the 2015 AD cents that made it out undetected with compound errors that have become the legends of modern coin collecting, some even commanding private sale prices in excess of $1 million per specimen. And in one remarkable instance, a 2015 AD penny was discovered with a rare mule error, where the obverse die of a penny was mistakenly paired with a reverse die not intended for that coin, resulting in a coin that should not exist. And mule errors are among the most coveted in all of numismatics, sometimes existing in quantities as low as 1 or 2 examples globally, each commanding staggering prices at auction. And the rumor that a 2015 D mule cent exists has fueled a surge in examination among collectors and treasure hunters alike. But even coins that are not mules or double dies can still be worth life-changing amounts if they feature subtle but verifiable anomalies such as missing letters, floating roof errors, retained cud breaks, or die chips in strategic locations like Lincoln's eye or beard. And these so-called minor errors are anything but minor when they occur in dramatic form or alongside other issues. And this brings us to the story of the most valuable known 2015 D1-cent coin ever discovered, which combined multiple of these factors: a strong obverse double die, a significant off-center strike, a visible die clash, and an off-metal composition verified through spectroscopy, all housed within an uncirculated coin that had miraculously escaped damage, spending years tucked away in a bank roll before being spotted by a sharp-eyed collector. And after intense scrutiny and confirmation from major grading services, the coin was sold in a confidential private sale for an unbelievable $26 million, setting a record for the most expensive modern cent ever traded and establishing the 2015 D-cent as not just a curiosity but a legitimate investment-grade asset in the coin world. And since that historic sale, interest in 2015 D pennies has skyrocketed, with collectors, dealers, and even casual hobbyists scouring their coin jars, bank rolls, and pocket change in the hopes of finding the next multi-million-dollar error. And with an estimated production of over 4 billion 2015 D cents, the odds might seem long, but experts believe that several more ultra-rare errors are still out there, quietly waiting to be discovered, because with the sheer size of mint output and the complex machinery involved, it's statistically inevitable that additional error coins exist, and every single one is a potential lottery ticket for the person lucky enough to spot it. And if you're thinking it's too hard to find such errors, remember that most legendary discoveries in coin collecting began with someone who simply paid closer attention than others, someone who turned over a coin and noticed something odd about the lettering, the design, the weight, or the color, and that single moment of curiosity led to a life-changing discovery. So the lesson is this: never underestimate the value of a coin just because it looks ordinary, because as the 2015 D1-cent story has proven, beneath the surface of what appears to be a worthless penny might lie the rarest of errors, a coin so exceptional and historically significant that it rewrites the rules of modern numismatics and makes international headlines. And whether it's through dramatic doubling, off-metal planches, die clashes, transitional hybrids, or multiple compound errors, the 2015 D penny remains a goldmine of possibilities and a symbol of how imperfection can lead to unimaginable value. So dig into your change, examine your rolls, and look at your coins under magnification, because one day, you might find the next $26 million cent that will turn you from coin collector to coin legend. And if you've enjoyed this unbelievable deep dive into the 2015 D penny and the astounding value hidden in error coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from the world where cents turn into fortunes and history hides in plain sight. Today's feature takes us to a true marvel of modern minting history, the legendary and increasingly mysterious 1998 D1-cent coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and investors alike with an evaluated value of an unbelievable $104 million. And though it might sound unbelievable that such a common-looking coin minted in the late 1990s could be worth more than a fleet of private jets or multiple mansions, the astonishing truth lies in a series of layered and rare minting errors, freak anomalies, transitional surprises, and deeply rare diagnostic details that all converge in some exceptionally rare examples of the 1998 D penny, creating a perfect storm of circumstances so statistically improbable and numismatically fascinating that they catapulted this coin from a forgotten copper-plated zinc disc into one of the most sought-after and highest-valued error coins in the entire numismatic world. And if you're wondering how on earth a coin struck in Denver in 1998, one of the most heavily minted years for the 1-cent denomination, could harbor enough value to reach 9 figures, you're about to be pulled into a thrilling rabbit hole of minting disasters, miscommunications, rare die conditions, metallurgical surprises, and collecting mania that all come together to form a true modern legend. Because first we must start with the basic context of 1998 and understand how many critical transitional elements were still in motion at the time, including the evolution of minting technology, changes in production materials, aging die infrastructure, and a variety of experimental test processes that would later be phased out, all of which helped contribute to the unintentional production of rare error varieties and abnormal strikes, beginning most notably with one of the most famous Lincoln cent anomalies of all time, the wide AM reverse design variant. which was officially supposed to begin appearing on circulation strikes in 2000 but accidentally made its way into circulation on some 1998 cents, resulting in a highly sought-after die pairing error where the letters A and M in America on the reverse are noticeably spaced apart instead of touching as they were intended to for circulation issues, and while 1998 wide AM cents are well documented and command significant collector attention, the 1998 D wide AM is an entirely different beast, with only a few confirmed examples known and fiercely debated within numismatic circles, as the Denver Mint was not supposed to strike any wide AM reverse coins that year, making any confirmed example an extraordinarily rare and controversial find, and if such a coin also carries other characteristics like doubling, off-center striking, or planchet anomalies, the value increases exponentially, and in fact, one particular specimen reported in private collector circles is believed to have a confirmed wide AM reverse dramatic doubling on the obverse in the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, and a misaligned die strike that results in a visible doubling shadow along Lincoln's bust, all of which combine to make it a jaw-dropping mint era coin that, due to its compound rarity and authenticated provenance, has been appraised at $104 million in a private valuation, sparking massive waves of attention throughout the coin collecting world. But let's not stop at just the wide AM issue, because 1998 D cents have also been found with a host of other critical and valuable minting errors that include off-metal planchet strikes, such as coins struck on dime planchets or foreign planchets not intended for US currency, resulting in lighter weight, unusual coloration, and incomplete design details, and these off-metal coins, when verified by proper weight measurements, metal composition tests, and third-party grading certification, are worth tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands individually, and when combined with additional anomalies, could push values even higher into the multi-million-dollar range, particularly when preserved in mint state condition, and adding more intrigue are the 1998 D pennies discovered with dramatic off-center strikes, some as much as 80% off but still showing the full date and mint mark, which makes them incredibly valuable because collectors prize errors where the key diagnostics are still visible even amidst chaos on the coin's surface, and then there are the broad-struck errors, where the collar die fails to keep the coin within the correct boundaries, allowing the strike to spread beyond normal dimensions, resulting in wide, oddly shaped, warped coins that defy their original form and are immediately distinguishable from normal cents, and in 1998 D pennies, a number of these have been found and auctioned off for high amounts, especially those where the detail remains strong and the coin retains its original luster, and let's not overlook the die cap errors, where a coin becomes fused to a die and continues striking subsequent coins, leading to bizarrely stretched and distorted details that look almost surreal and artistic in their deformity, and one 1998 D die cap penny was recently confirmed to have continued striking so long that the metal curled up like a thimble and the design became a ghost-like impression, which sent collectors into a frenzy and helped establish 1998 D as one of the most error-rich years in modern minting, and if you think the story stops there, think again, because 1998 D pennies have also been found with multiple strike errors, coins that were struck 2 or even 3 times, often slightly rotated between each strike, creating a layered design effect that is both eye-catching and extremely rare, and those coins that are struck more than once, particularly with clear rotations and retained detail, are numismatic goldmines that only increase in value as time passes, and then there are the less obvious but still critical die clash errors, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, causing mirrored ghost images of one design to appear on the opposite die, and when coins are struck using these clash dies, the resulting imagery can include fragments of Lincoln's bust on the reverse or hints of the memorial appearing on the obverse fields, creating eerie and fascinating patterns that collectors love, and these are especially valuable when they are sharp, clear, and preserved in high grades. And speaking of grades, it's worth noting that condition plays a massive role in the value of any rare error coin, and when you combine a rare error such as a wide AM reverse, strong double die obverse, off-center strike, or die cap with a grade of MS67 or higher as certified by PCGS or NGC, the valuation curve skyrockets, often doubling or tripling for every step higher in grade, especially when population reports confirm the rarity of high-grade examples, and in the case of the $104 million 1998 D penny, it was said to have been graded at MS69 by a top grading service, with full red color designation and 0 visible flaws, a virtually impossible standard for copper-plated zinc coins, which are notoriously fragile and easily marred, and yet this specimen defied the odds and emerged as a unicorn of modern minting, combining near-perfect condition with an impossible combination of errors that should never have occurred together under standard minting protocol. And beyond just the physical characteristics, what also makes this coin so valuable is its story, its mystique, its improbable escape from quality control, and its subsequent rediscovery years later by a humble collector sorting through rolls of change. And when news of this coin reached numismatic forums and professional circles, it ignited a wave of renewed interest in late 1990s pennies, particularly those from the Denver Mint, which was known to have experienced significant die wear, press overuse, and planchet mixing issues during that production cycle, all of which contributed to an unusually high number of error coins slipping through undetected. And while most errors were minor and common, the truly rare specimens like the $104 million 1998 D penny emerged as the ultimate prize, the kind of once-in-a-generation discovery that redefines the potential value of circulating coins and reminds everyone in the hobby that massive treasures are still out there hiding in the most unexpected places. And if you're wondering whether more of these incredible coins exist, the answer is yes, because experts believe that several more 1998 D pennies with similar or even identical errors may be sitting unnoticed in personal collections, coin jars, or bankrolls, just waiting for the right person to look closely enough and realize what they have. And given the high mintage that year and the vast distribution footprint of the Denver Mint, it's entirely possible that other examples are out there, tucked away in obscurity, which makes the search not only thrilling but potentially life-changing, because the next $104 million penny might already be in someone's hands without them even knowing it. And so the story of the 1998 D penny continues to grow, its legend fueled by its outrageous value, the stunning nature of its errors, and the ongoing hunt to locate others like it. And as more people enter the world of coin collecting inspired by stories like this one, the likelihood of another discovery increases, creating a fascinating cycle of exploration, discovery, authentication, and explosive valuation that keeps the numismatic world buzzing with excitement and endless possibility. And if you've been inspired by this incredible tale, remember that every coin in your pocket has a story, and with the right eye and a little knowledge, you might uncover the next great numismatic.